Life's great, isn't it? Mad about an exhibition game, get a technical. Guess the season's getting ready to be started. But, I'll be honest with you, I was really disappointed with our offensive execution. I did not think we shot the ball poorly. We're settling for threes early. I just thought we did a poor job. I thought just about everybody on our team did. I thought, Jaren Jackson might have played the best, played within himself, got every rebound for a stretch. He had 2 turnovers, both offensive fouls. And Nick played pretty good. Miles didn't shoot it well, and we haven't shot the ball well. And up until the last 2 weeks, we've been shooting the lights out of the ball. And so what did we do? Poor. We didn't shoot very well. We've been shooting really well from the free throw line. That second half was ridiculous. We hadn't been rebounding real well, and I thought we did an unbelievable job there. Now some of it's their size, but without rebounding by 25, 30 boards, whatever it was, 22. Thought that was good. Getting 16 offensive boards was good, but we didn't get enough shots up off that. We are getting more steals. We're staying a little active. I have very little complaint about our defense. For the most part, that team runs. We've had 3 really good teams to play. We had Ferris, who penetrated every time, had a just there. We had Georgia, who pounded the ball inside every time. And, we had to learn how to defend that. And then we had this team who runs that motion, a lot of flares and back screens. And I thought for the most part we did a pretty good job. I thought I played Miles too much in a stretch. I was mad at a couple guys, so I didn't want to play them early. So that kind of screwed up my rotation. And, I didn't think I did a very good job. So probably number 1 star of who did the worst job was me. But there was an abundance of guys that were number 2, 3, and 4 stars. So we got to get a lot better. I don't know if we're not handling the pressure, not handling, we've shot so well all spring, summer, and fall. And we haven't shot the ball very well in the last 2 weeks. So got to change that. There's going to be some extra work on that. Questions?
Tom, you talked about the defense a little bit. I guess just the different styles you played in these three games. Are you at least feeling good about where that part of the game is heading as the regular season is coming?
Well, yeah, I think Cassius has made, big advances. I think Miles is learning how to play on the perimeter. If I would have, he played, 29 minutes, but, he played about, 27 out of 30, at one stretch. So I just didn't do a very good job with him, and that's my fault. But, yeah, I think, Jaren's so long in there. One other area that we did a real good job until Miles and Josh got tired was keeping a hand up. I thought our bigs, Jaren did a great job of that. The funny part is Jaren and Xavier, I thought, did a better job defensively than I thought they would. A couple other guys didn't do quite as good a job, but I have very few complaints defensively. And this team usually shoots it pretty well. I just didn't like offensively. It was dribble, dribble, dribble. We had a lot of guys, I thought, hunting shots. We were settling for threes early. I didn't like our flow offensively at all. I like the way he's putting the ball on the floor. I like when he takes it to the hole. He doesn't do it enough. He was settling too much for threes early. Then he didn't hardly take one after that. And I don't care if he shoots a 3, but he is more effective when he can drive it. And but when our other guys aren't playing as well, or a break, we're not pushing the ball forward with the pass. We're dribbling it up there. So that gives less people opportunities, including Cash doesn't understand if he throw it up. And those guys that drive and throw it back to him, you have some shots. Right now, Cassius Winston, by far our best shooter, by far, statistically and in practice. So, I blame all of us for the lack of good movement and Miles got to move better without the ball. We didn't want to run a lot of stuff because we got games coming up, so we didn't really run many things offensively. So I'll use that as a little bit of an excuse.
So Kenny Goins out there playing on the wing. Is that something you have to do without Kyle Arns? You said you're experimenting with?
Yeah, you know, it was the first time we experimented. Didn't even do it in practice. So, fairness to Kenny, but he's athletic enough and quick enough, and there's a couple offensive sets we feel we can run for those minutes in there to change that. We also got guys in foul trouble, and you know, I unfortunately, you know, sat Langford and both him and McQuaid for quite a while in that first half because they were in foul trouble. You know, probably wouldn't do that normally. I just half mad at them and half trying to teach them a lesson. So, you know, we can't make stupid fouls. I don't know how many we had. Somebody told me we had 7 offensive fouls or legal screens. And so we'll get better at that.
Tom, I know you mentioned they got a little screwy today, but do you have a sense of your playing group, what you want it to be, your rotations, or are you still kind of figuring it out? No, you know, because I don't know where Gavin is yet. I mean, he's coming. Ben, that was his best performance so far. I do feel pretty good about my first 7, meaning Tom and McQuaid and the guys that started the game. And then it's kind of you know, fishing expedition yet. But I like the pieces. It's just putting them together at the right time. And the Orange thing hurts us a little bit because of, you know, some of those minutes we could have rested Miles. But again, you know, I did a poor job because those guys were in foul trouble. I just left them in for long stretches. If I could have got them 2 minutes rest here, 2 minutes rest there. So that's totally my fault, not his.
Is there anything that they did on defense that you think created challenges for your offense?
I thought they were very solid defensively. John's a good coach. He's a very good coach, and I always thought he was a better offensive coach than defensive coach. Maybe he's changing as he gets older, because I didn't think his offense was as good. They didn't make shots. They didn't get as many back cuts as they normally get. But it was a good team for us to play from the standpoint. It was a completely different offense than we've gone against. You know, 3 completely different offenses, if you ask me. And that's kind of all you want to do in a preseason is get different looks from different things. But just like I told them, you know, nothing major, just disappointed that, you know, we start pressing when we don't make shots. Tonight we didn't let us affect this on the defensive end. That was encouraging. But part of that was our bigs. You know, I thought Jaron, for a freshman, did a great job of adjusting, getting up on ball screens, and things like that. And that was real encouraging. And Xavier did a pretty good job of it, too, if he would have made a free throw.
Tom, you have 40 points in the paint. Can you comment on how you feel about the feet in the post?
Well, we had 40 in the paint, but they weren't all on post moves. You know, the issues we have in there is we got to get the ball to Jaron in there more. He's got to get down there more. Nick's got to get in the post. He gets the ball out. You know, I told him he should have learned a good lesson playing against Georgia because they buried you in the paint. Nick doesn't do that yet. So we got to do a better job with him. But, you know, 40 points in the paint, but yet 5 for 18 from the 3 with, I thought, a lot of pretty good shots, pretty good looks. You know, we just didn't make any shots. And that's mind-boggling for me, the way we've been shooting it so far in the summer and in this fall. But I don't know. We'll get back to work on that this week, I promise you.
You mentioned Ben. Could you expound on what you thought of his play and where he's at compared to where you thought he would be at this point?
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's really difficult, and it'll be the hardest with Ben right now because I can't, you know, like tomorrow we'll see how he feels, and, you know, I mean, the leg has been pretty good, but I'm not going to rely on that right now at this point in time in the season. Gavin is probably healthier. Although Ben's been good, but I mean, in better shape. How many minutes did Ben play? 8. So, you know, I was hoping to get him up to 10, 12 minutes here in the preseason. And you know, and that's going to depend on how he plays. I had a couple guys who've been playing good that didn't play as good. You know, Kenny has been playing pretty good, struggled a little bit, but I think part of it was the way I substituted. So again, I'll take the first blame for it.
Thomas, maybe not so much tonight specifically, but with all the anticipation for this year, how eager is this team? How eager are you to really get this thing rolling next week?
I think that's part of the problem. You know, they let us practice in the summer now, which is good, but it makes it long. They started us 2 weeks earlier. Feels like we've been practicing for 100 years already. And so I think that's part of it, you know. And you play exhibition games. I mean, we played pretty well against Georgia. We didn't play as well again. You know, I'm not sure they're, you know, I think they want to play real teams now, and that's no insult to the two teams we played, because both of them at times played pretty well against us. But I think this team is ready for it. I think they're sick of the practices. That was a long week this past week. You know, we played on Sunday, but then we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And that's a lot of time. You know, pretty soon now, you have some more time this week, but we're going to shoot a little bit more, morning, noon, and night, in fact. And then, you know, once we start playing, then it'll be every 3-4 days, 2-3 days even. And I think that'll be better to get in that routine, to be honest. But we'll try to get better. The important thing is, right now, is we win a football game tomorrow, so see y'all there.